30 days hath September, April, June and November. All the rest have 31, excepting February alone. And that has 28 days clear and 29 in each leap year. Well, haven't you all heard this rhyme? It is most often taught in schools to make kids remember the number of days in a month. If you haven't heard it, you would most certainly be knowing the knuckle mnemonic for remembering which months had 30 days and which had 31. But have you wondered why of all months is February the odd one out with only 28 days? Some believe February once boasted 29 days and that Augustus Caesar stole a day so he could add it to August, which was named after him. If there is a month named after you, why not add some days to it, right? But that is a myth. So what is the truth? Why this qualiverity for poor old February? Let's find it out today. And don't forget to watch till the end, as we would be unveiling a new calendar today. But first, you probably think it's because February is cold and rainy with changeable weather that not many people like, and they just want to get it over with. Everyone awaits March, the month that signals spring and brings summer a little closer. February has only 28 days except once in 4 years. The leap year is 1 in 4, during which an extra day is added to February. But how did these date-related changes start? Back in the 8th century, calendars were unlike ours. For one thing, there were only 10 months, not 12. For another, the calendar year was officially launched in March along with the spring equinox in order to align with the onset of agricultural practices. This 10-month calendar is called the Romulus calendar. Legend has it that Romulus, the first king of Rome, devised a 10-month lunar calendar that began at the spring equinox in March and ended with December. January and February just did not exist. It is unclear whether there were any official months between December and March, but it's likely they were left off because the winter time was important for the harvest. And the calendar looked like this. Now tally up those numbers and you will see a problem. The year is only 304 days long. Back then, winter was a nameless, monthless period that no one cared for much. The calendar was pretty much used as a timetable for planting and harvesting crops. And for farmers, winter didn't matter much as there would be no farming done during those cold times. So, for 61 days out of the year, Romans could ask, "What month is it?" And you could correctly answer, "None." All this existed without a problem until the arrival of King Numa Pompilius. Numa Pompilius thought that was stupid. Why have a calendar if you are going to neglect 1/6 of the year? So, in 713 BCE, he lined the calendar up with the year's 12 lunar cycles, a span of about 355 days, and introduced January and February. These months were added to the end of the calendar, making February the last month of the year. But no Roman calendar would be complete without some good old-fashioned superstition mixed in. The Romans believed even numbers were unlucky, so Numa tried to make each month odd. But to reach the quota of 355, one month had to be even. February ended up pulling the short stick, probably because it was simply the last month on the list. It may also be related to the fact that Romans honored the dead and performed rites of purification in February. The word Februare means to purify in the dialect of the ancient Roman tribe named Sabine. So, Numa's calendar ended up looking like this. Of course, a 355-day calendar had its bugs. After a few years went by, the seasons and months would fall out of sync. After some years, summer may arrive in October and winter in June due to the difference of 10 days. So to keep things straight, the Romans would occasionally insert a 27-day leap month called Mercedonius. The Romans would erase the last couple of days of February and start the leap month on February the 24th. Further evidence that no one ever cared much for February. Even today, if it were not for Valentine's Day, no one would shower any love for good old February. Even with the addition of the leap month, the problems did not end. The leap month was inconsistent mainly because Rome's high priest determined when it would arrive. Not only did they insert Mercedonius haphazardly, but the priests, being politicians as well, abused the power. Some officials took advantage of the system to extend their time in office, for example. By Julius Caesar's time, the Roman people had no clue what day it was. In around 45 BC, Julius Caesar commissioned an expert to put aside the lunar origins of the Roman calendar and make it sun-based, like the Egyptian one. So, Caesar prohibited the leap month and reformed the calendar again. To get Rome back on track, the year 46 BCE had to be 445 days long. Caesar aligned the calendar with the sun and added a few days so that everything added up to 365. Caesar added 10 days to the calendar year and an extra day in February every 4 years. February by now was at the top of the calendar, kept its 28 days, and once every 4 years gets an additional day to make it 29 during a leap year. What old Julius is also speculated to have done is to have added a day to February when he reformed the calendar, making it 29 days long. The story goes that when the Senate renamed the month of Sextilis to honor the Emperor Augustus, that day was subtracted from February and added to August in order to make it equal in number to July, the month named for Caesar. But this theory is now believed to be rubbish. It's likely that Julius never even added a day to February. So Caesar's calendar looked like this. So did Caesar solve all the problems? Not quite. As per Caesar's calendar, the year averaged out to 365.25 days, which was very close to the actual average length of an year, 365.2422 days. Now, 4 times 0.24 doesn't add up accurately to one day. The Julian calendar continued in use unaltered for about 1600 years until the Catholic Church became concerned about the widening divergence between the March equinox and the 21st of March. This date was important to the Christian churches because it is fundamental to the calculation of the date of Easter. In the modern calendar, leap day falls on 29th February. This was not always the case. When the Julian calendar was introduced, leap day was handled differently in 2 respects. First, leap day fell within February on the 24th of February to be precise, and not at all at the end. Second, the leap day was simply not counted so that the leap year still had 365 days. So enter Pope Gregory into the already muddled scene. The Gregorian calendar is the calendar used in most of the world. It was introduced in October 1582 by Pope Gregory XIII as a minor modification of the Julian calendar, reducing the average year from 365.25 days to 365.2425 days. over a period of 4 centuries, the accumulated error of adding a leap day every 4 years amounts to about 3 extra days. The Gregorian calendar therefore omits 3 leap days every 400 years, which is the length of its leap cycles. This is done by omitting February 29 in the 3 century years or multiples of 100 that cannot be exactly divided by 400. So, the rule for leap years is every year that is exactly divisible by 4 is a leap year, except for years that are exactly divisible by 100, but these centurial years are leap years if they are exactly divisible by 400. For example, the years 1700, 1800 and 1900s are not leap years, but the years 1600 and 2000 are. Enough confusion?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Well, what is Pale Blue Thoughts all about if it doesn't resolve your confusions? So, we have designed a new calendar. We will call it the Freethinkers Calendar, and the months would appear like this. Isn't it simple and more logical and less confusing? Isn't it more fair to everyone? Poor old February gets 3 additional days as a justice for the discrimination meted out to it all these years. And the 31 days happen every second month, resolving any further confusions. So, what about leap year, you may ask? Well, just add another day to December as New Year's Eve. Yes, all those who were born on 29th of February would be voting for it right away, as they can get to celebrate their birthdays every year from now on. And well, for those who are due to be born on December the 31st from now on, you can celebrate your birthdays on the 1st of Jan. What could be a better start for a year? Saves your party bills too, as you would be partying anyways for New Year. All in all, it's a win-win for all. Yeah, it may throw some age-old religious traditions off the shelf, but isn't that what is required? We believe this is a more democratic and fair way to develop a calendar. It is a most socialist, secular, democratic calendar which secures to all its months justice, equality, liberty and fraternity. Do you think so? Let us know in the comment section. Nobel Prize, here we come! Please share this video to show your support to the new calendar. We will be back soon with another video. Until then, it's bye-bye from Pale Blue Thoughts. May the force of science be with you.